Hey there, Stampers. Happy Friday. I hope you are having a fabulous day so far. My name is Sherry Roth. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Canada, and every Friday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, I go live with a crafting project for you. So today, I am going to create I'm only going to create one, but I'm going to share 4 treat packaging ideas, all using the poinsettia petals bundle. I can't wait to share. So be sure to watch until the end because I'll be sharing a ton of things at the end of this video. All right, so the first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to let you know who won the project from last week. And that was Leanne Rosenberger. So I will pop that in the mail for you, Leanne. Congratulations. So in order to qualify or be eligible, I guess is a better word, for today's project, which I'm not going to be able to mail today's project, so I will pick something else and it will be fabulous. Then you get an entry for each comment that you make. So if you participate in the conversation, whether it's live or on the replay, that's fine. And if you share this video, because I always love to spread my love of stamping with others, if you share this video, you get 5 entries. Okay, and I will share the winner next week. Good morning, Shirley. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Sue. Welcome, everyone. So before we get started, I just wanted to share a reminder that the deadline for the Poinsettia Petals class in the mail, which I posted a link to all of the information in the description above. If you're watching on Facebook, it'll be in the description below if you're watching on YouTube. So the deadline for this fabulous class is on Sunday. So be sure to check that out and find out and see if there's, if you're interested in participating. There is 4 different options for this class. So there's an option for everyone. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So today we are going to use these adorable little rectangle tins that are from the August to December holiday catalog, or mini catalog, I guess. Good morning, Joy. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Elaine and Mary. So we are going to create with these. These are the perfect little size for gift cards, so they fit nicely in there. But I will share another way that you can use them. Actually, a couple other ways that you can use them towards the end of this video. So stick around, all right? Okay, so let me show you what I've pulled out here. I have got a piece of Balmy Blue cardstock. Good morning, Susan. A piece of Whisper White, which I can't remember I know what that's for. A piece of this beautiful Balmy Blue glimmer paper, which is part of the Snowflake Splendor suite in the holiday catalog. A piece of silver foil. This piece of beautiful, what is this called? I think it's called the Plush Poinsettia DSP. So this is going to create a belly band around here. So this has this beautiful like flocking pattern on top of it. And there's 3 different patterns. I think you get 2 each of each, or maybe you get more. I'm not sure, but you get 3 different patterns. And one of the patterns actually coordinates with the dies, the poinsettia, what is it? Yeah, the poinsettia dies. So this piece, if anybody wants to recreate this piece measures 1.5 inches by 8 inches. So we're going to use that. And then I've got just a couple 1/2-inch strips of white cardstock. So I think this is the only other one that you need a measurement for. This piece measures 2 and it's just shy of 2.5. 2 7/16 by 3 3/4. Okay. So these are really the only 2 pieces, if you're recreating this project, that you need measurements for. The rest is basically just scraps. Okay, so we are going to do some die cutting here. Let me slide this. We don't need this just yet, but we do need these 3 pieces. I'm going to grab my platform so that I can put these all on my platform. Okay, so if you're strategic in your sizes, you can do all of these at one time. Well, I shouldn't say that because sometimes the magnets pull and it won't let you. Now, I shared the other day, these nest together perfectly, but each one of these petals is all slightly different. Thanks for sharing, Joy. These petals are all slightly different. So what I did was I used a little Sharpie and I put a mark on both. And that way I don't have to try to figure out which way they need to go to line them up. It's just a little bit of a time saver. And it can save a little bit of frustration. Okay, so I'm going to put all 3 sizes on my Balmy Blue cardstock. Now it's just a matter of making them fit. I know they fit, I just don't remember how I had them fit. Let's see here. It's like a puzzle. Okay, and you do want to make sure that none of them are, like you don't have a die on top of another die. Okay, that should work. Just move that one slightly. Move the inside of this one a little bit. Seems to want to pull. Okay, that should work. And then from the silver, I'm going to cut, thanks Shauna. I'm going to cut the large leaf with the details inside. So these inside pieces, for those of you who might not be familiar with this die set, they don't cut, they deboss. So they add some texture to the flowers. And I'll give you a closer look afterwards. And then this little sprig image, I'm going to cut from the blue glimmer paper. Okay, so I think I've got all my pieces on there. I'm gonna slide this out of the way and bring in my big boss here. Put the top layer on here, and we will feed this through carefully and hope that nothing moves. So it's not all crooked for you guys. I always find it wonky to watch, or odd to watch a video where things aren't straight. So I try to make them straight. Okay, so see the detail that those inside dies add? So pretty. They're so pretty. I love these dies. I had mentioned in a previous video, I don't remember which video it was, that in all the years that I've been a demonstrator, I have never purchased a Stampin' Up! Or a poinsettia die from Stampin' Up! And this was the first year, and I'm so glad I did because it is absolutely stunning. Look at that detail. I love it. Okay. All right. Okay, let's move this out of the way and we'll move on here. Okay, so now I'm going to take my 3 floral images and I'm going to do 2 things. First of all, I'm going to take my bone folder and give them a bit of dimension by just curling up the petals. And then I'm going to take some Whisper White ink and sponge around the edges. And that just really softens the look. So I've got a white sponge. I use some white craft ink and just sponge around the edges. I'll try to bring it a little closer after I've got it done and show you the difference. It's really hard to see on camera though, because it's so subtle. Okay, I probably could have had one of these done. I know, Balmy Blue is such a pretty color, and with the poinsettia, it gives it such a different look than a red or a pink poinsettia. I think the Balmy Blue and a white poinsettia are my favorite. Completely agree, Shauna. Okay, so let me bring it a little closer. Like I said, on camera, it's really hard to see the difference. So this one has not been sponged, this one has. It just softens around the edges just ever so slightly. You're right, it gives a nice wintry look. I'm really hoping that I can get some nice wintry type photos over the holidays, and I'm thinking that the blue poinsettias would make for a beautiful wintry layout. Okay, so I'll just keep going, get all of these petals done. I think that's good. Not that I want a whole lot of snow. We don't need a whole lot of snow. You know, 1 day of snow is good. Just so we can get that nice, you know, even the hoarfrost, you know, some beautiful photos with that. That's nice. But we don't need a ton of snow. Okay, so that piece I'm gonna set aside. Let's actually go ahead and assemble first, or assemble our flowers. So I've gone ahead and I've cut an extra one of those small leaves and an extra one of these as well. I'm gonna use my bone folder and just curl these up just a little bit. Yeah, snow on trees, yeah, that's right. Okay, adhesive, here we go. So just add a little bit of adhesive in the center. And again, I'll fluff this up again once I have it all assembled. So, and I'm off-centering each layer so that it makes the flower look more full. You can use multiple layers. If you really wanted a full poinsettia, you could use 2 of each one of these layers and layer it, and it would make it even more full. Okay, so now I'm going to attach one of the small leaves to the larger leaf, and then add a little bit of adhesive behind here. Just like that. And let's figure out where we want these things here. We'll put that there. So it really doesn't matter. These things are so pretty. It really doesn't matter where you put them. They look good. We'll do this one off to this side. Just a little bit showing like that. And let's see here. Trying to figure out which way. Yeah, we'll put it there. Okay. So in this one, I just want a little bit of that blue showing. That's perfect. Okay. So I'm just puffing up these leaves, or these petals, just a little bit. Give it a bit more dimension. Now we're gonna take, so our tin's open like this. I'm going to do this one so it is horizontal. I'm going to take my piece of specialty DSP and loosely wrap it around. So I want the belly band to be able to slide off nicely. So I don't want it to be too tight. I think that's good. So I'm gonna carefully slide it off. Try to hold it in place. And then I'm going to staple it. Now I have tried a few different types of adhesive, and they would not, it wouldn't stay because it's got that plush finish. It just wasn't holding nicely, and it kept popping open. So I took it apart and I added staples in the sample that I made, and that, I mean, that's obviously gonna hold it together. Okay, and now I want to add some adhesive on here. This time I'm going to use some multi-purpose glue, and I'm gonna use a fair bit. You could probably also use dimensionals, but I'm wondering that if over time it might start to, so you can see this is way more than I would ever normally use. And then I'll just figure out, this is the front. So I'm gonna figure out which way it looks best. I like it best this way. Look at how pretty that is. So stunning. So the thing with multi-purpose glue, you do need to give it a chance to set. So now I'm gonna take one of these beautiful beaded pearls. This is also a product that is part of the poinsettia suite. And I normally like to use more than one mini glue dot. So I'm actually going to put 3 on here, just because this is something that people are going to be, you know, kind of playing around with a little bit. Just pick off these backings. That's going to go right in the center. Okay, so now a couple things. First of all, this is beautiful. And I thought about adding a greeting, and you could add a smaller greeting. Like I think there's a Happy Holidays in the set. Yeah, there's a Happy Holidays. You could do something like that. But then I thought, well, if you're just giving this to somebody, then it's fine. But if you're putting it under the tree, then you kind of need some way to indicate who it's for, right? So you could tuck a little card, a folded card, slide it underneath there, but then how are people going to know who it's for? So I thought I would just add a little tag. So I cut, this is just a 1/2 inch strip, and I've pulled in my lovely labels punch, and I'm going to use this side here, and I'm going to slide this in. Flip it over, make sure it's straight, and punch, and then do the same. Actually, I think I'm going to trim this just a little bit smaller, because this does look a little bit longer than what I need. So now, because this is shorter, it's probably not going to go in. It's going to be really difficult to hold it. So if I slide it in, oh, it is long enough. But here's a tip if it's too short and you can't hold it. If you put a tiny little bit of adhesive here and take another strip of cardstock, just stick those pieces together, that will give you a longer piece so that you can slide it in and hold it in place. This one happens to be long enough though. But I do still want to flip it over so I can make sure it's centered. And then I've got this pretty shape, and that way I can write who the gift is for. So I'm not going to stamp a greeting or anything on here. This is where you could stamp a greeting if you wanted to, but I'm just going to slide that underneath and push that down. Then I can write the name of the person, the recipient, on there. Okay, so now let's do the inside. So for the inside, I chose the greeting that says, "May magic and wonder bloom this holiday." It is from the stamp set that coordinates. And remember, my tin for this one is going to be horizontal. So when I lift it up, I want the greeting to be horizontal. And I'm using Balmy Blue. Yes, I agree, Amy. I think Seaside Spray would look really pretty too. Stamp that right in the middle. And then I want to dress this up even just a little bit more. So I'm just going to pull in a scrap piece of paper here. And I've got the little sprig image and some Versamark. And I did not bring my embossing buddy over. So let's hope that this goes okay. I'm going to take this sprig, and stamp it in the corners with Versamark, and sprinkle it with some silver embossing powder. Cover this over so I don't make a big mess. And then let's set that aside here. Okay. The embossing buddy sure does make a difference. So I'm just brushing some of the excess off here. Okay, and my heat tool does not reach over. So I'm gonna grab my heat tool and just heat this up quickly. And I love that the silver ties in the tin. So can you see the difference between the two? So this one is embossed, so it gives it a metallic look. And then that one still has that powdery look. So I'll heat that one up. Okay, and now we need to round the corners. Now I'm using an old Project Life corner rounder, which we don't carry anymore, but we do have a trio punch. The name of it escapes me. It's a punch with 3 different punches on it. I think they're 3 different corner punches, and one of them is a corner rounder. So we do have that one. So you could replace it with this if you do not have a corner rounder. So, and this will just make it fit into that tin nicely. So now I've got my rounded corners. I'll carefully slide that off because this probably still needs a bit of time considering the amount of adhesive that I used. It probably needs a bit more time to set. Now when I look at this like this, just like this, would that not make the most beautiful napkin ring? Just like that. If you use for your holiday table, if you use like napkins, fabric napkins, you could wrap that around, and wouldn't that be stunning? So amazing. You could even use these as place settings. You could put the person's name on there and use them as place settings on your dinner table. You could have some pre-cut, like just the flower clusters scattered all over your dinner table, just to tie everything all in together. Oh, there's so many possibilities. I absolutely adore this bundle. Okay, so there we go. There's our tin. And then for the inside, for this particular one, I'll share what I've got in another one. I'm gonna put some of this white, I don't even know what this is called. What is this called? This is called paper shred. Here's what the packaging looks like. Celebrate It paper shred. So I'm just going to tuck that in there. I probably have a bit too much here. And then you can put your gift card in. And then wrap this around. Or slide this on. And look at that. Oh, I've got a piece sticking out here. Isn't that stunning? So pretty. So pretty. So there's one idea. Here's another one that I made. So this one goes this way. And then inside it fits 4 Ghirardelli squares. So 4 of those fit nicely. And you could still put a gift card on top. So if you wanted something a bit more substantial in there, then you could put a gift card in there as well. I always love, like we give a lot of gift cards at Christmas, but one thing I like to do is I like to give something that they can open. Like, sure, they can open a card, and putting a gift card into a card is nice, but this feels more substantial. Like it feels more like a gift if you're presenting a gift card in something like this, because it feels like a gift that you are unwrapping, right? So I love these kinds of things. Okay, and then before we move on to the other ideas, I wanted to share the other idea that I did with these rectangle tins. And many of you have seen this because I shared this on my blog, but these tins are not, you can use these tins for lots of different things. So here, I used it to add a little mini album. So you just pull this out, there's a little pocket there, and then there's a cute little mini album that you can add photos and journaling, some of your favorite memories over the holidays. So super cute little album. So that's another way that you can use those rectangle tins. But really what we're focusing on today is treat packaging. So let me set that aside. This one I shared on my Facebook page earlier this week. So again, this is another great holiday table idea. So you can personalize it with someone's name, and inside right now I'll probably change it up, but I have some Halloween candy because this was one of the gifts at my last retreat, and it was Halloween weekend, so I tucked it, even though it was Christmas themed, I tucked it full of some Halloween candy. So that's another idea, and this is using our little mini treat cups that are in the holiday catalog. Here is another idea. This is using our mini pizza boxes, and this one I don't think there's nothing inside. I like to do belly bands. I like to get creative with the way that I decorate them so that they can be reused as well. Because you put all this effort in. This seems weird. Oh, it's because this little nubby thing isn't. Okay, this thing should be popped up because this makes it easier to open. Yeah, I don't have anything in this one. But again, a gift card fits inside of this. So if you're going to all the effort of making these things, you want to get creative with the way that they open them so they don't rip them apart and then they go in the garbage. If they can turn around and reuse these products or projects, then that's even better. Okay, and then here, this is using one of our round tins. And again, I added the poinsettia at the top. So this poinsettia is the same as the one that I just created. This one is actually stamped. So I use the stamps and the dies for it. And then inside this one, I have the paper shred. And then I have these adorable little nursing themed magnetic bookmarks. So this is going to go in my daughter's stocking. So these are just some little magnetic bookmarks, and there's like a stethoscope, there's a little syringe, there's a heart with the little heartbeat line, there's a Band-Aid, just some cute little nursing themed bookmarks that I tucked inside. So any little gift that you can find that would fit in these packages, super cute. So one thing to note, that the gift cards don't really fit in this one. They do fit if you don't have anything else in them. They will kind of fit at an angle, but they don't fit as nicely as in these other ones. A gift card will fit in this though. Okay, and then I'm going to share a peek at another version of this tin, but I'm not going to share what's inside because that is going to be an upcoming video. So here is another version. This one doesn't use the poinsettia suite, it uses the Snowflake Splendor suite, but I've got something different inside, and that's coming up on a future video. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's Facebook Live. Lots of creative ways to use this suite, and lots of ideas on different ways to present little treat packages or gift card holders. All right, and don't forget, just a reminder, Sunday is the last day to sign up for the Poinsettia Petals class. There's a link in the description above. And if you have any questions, just let me know. All right, thanks so much for watching. Have a fabulous weekend, guys.